to have a guess because it is 7:48 on Lee Blakeman at breakfast Wednesday morning, October the 13th. I do hope you're well. Now, the stench in the air around Wally's Quarry in Silverdale is an issue we've talked about countless times on the show, and last night there was another protest, this time at a meeting between the Environment Agency and local people who are affected by the smell.
Stop this thing! Stop this thing! Stop this thing! Stop this thing! Stop this thing!
People upset that the agency is appealing a High Court ruling which is forcing the owners of the landfill site to reduce gases by January. Mick took part in the protest, which was at Bradwell Lodge Community Centre last night. Hi, Mick.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Why did you feel it was so important to organise the protest?
It wasn't actually me that organised it, but yes, it was actually in response to the fact that the Environment Agency have actually chosen to appeal the High Court action that took place on the 18th, 19th and 20th of August. I just feel that, we're making progress, we're building trust, and then we get this thrown at us, which I'm hugely disappointed that they decided to do that.
Well, the thing is, you say that because the Environment Agency is appealing the High Court judgment, it's prolonging the suffering of those living nearby, but the Environment Agency says it's two separate things, and seeking an appeal doesn't affect the work that's going on to reduce emissions at the site. What do you make of that statement?
No, I actually disagree with that statement because, of course, I've got experience of being an expert witness to the High Court, and it's not just the legal teams, the technical teams need to get involved as well. So the fact they're choosing to appeal means that the technical teams that should be regulating Wally's Quarry will be distracted by this appeal action.
Did you get to speak to the Environment Agency, Mick? Have you heard anything from them?
Yes, we spoke to Mark Liddiff last night, Helen Vincent and Tom Curry and Sheila Casey-Hume. We were all had a chat with him, and emotions were quite high actually. I think that was good because I think sometimes when you're being a bit too polite, it often masks how serious this issue is.
I can remember speaking to you at Wally's Quarry the day after this High Court ruling, and we were talking about how feasible it is to expect the emissions to be reduced to a safe level by January. How confident are you at this stage that that's going to happen?
At the moment, things are looking all right. But we do have winter against us. Hydrogen sulfide in air is 40 times more pervasive in winter than in summer. So it really is a case of we'll have to see what happens because winter really does cause this situation to become a lot worse.
What next for you now at this stage? You've had the protest last night. You're expecting emissions to be reduced by January. What part winter's going to play in that? We'll wait and see. What next for you?
I've got to actually take stock and decide what the next steps are. It's going to be a lot of discussions within the community and to sort of formulate what next.
What were your feelings when you came away from that meeting, Mick, last night?
It felt like it had been a backward step, actually, because I think the DA had acknowledged that they'd lost the trust of the community, and we're sort of trying to build that back, and I was actually helping them to arrange these gatherings and also to speak to key members of the Stop the Stink campaign. But it just felt like the sort of the shutters had come down again, and it was hiding behind the rules and regulations, and it did feel like a backward step.
All right, Mick, I know you'll keep us up to date. Thank you for coming on. Mick Salt, who took part in the protest at Bradwell Lodge Community Centre last night. The Environment Agency has told us that it's following the requirements of the High Court judgment and it's doing all it can to resolve the issues as quickly as possible. It says it'll continue to use its powers to require Wally's Quarry Limited to bring hydrogen sulfide emissions under control. As I say, this situation in Silverdale, something which is going to rumble on and on. I'm sure we'll keep you bang up to date on the show.